exemption. What is equity? Equity is the ownership interest you have in an asset. It has the potential to increase in value over time or if you pay down a secured loan balance. You can calculate the equity you have in an asset by starting with the current value and then subtract the amount of any mortgage or lien that you may have on the asset. If you're calculating the amount of equity you have in an asset, you need to use its current value, not what you paid for it 20 years ago, but what the value is today. So for example, you bought a home 20 years ago for $100,000. Odds are that the property value has increased. A good first place to check what this value is through your property tax assessor. And then in order to calculate the equity you have, you deduct any mortgage or lien that you have on the property. So what is an exemption? Simply put, an exemption is to protect some or all of the equity or ownership interest you have in a specific asset. There are both federal and state bankruptcy exemptions. However, depending on where you live, you may only be able to use state-specific exemptions. The goal of the exemption is to allow you to keep most of your assets and personal property even if you file bankruptcy. It's important that you discuss all of your personal property and assets and what you wish to do with them, keep them, or dispose of them with an attorney prior to filing. This applies to property which may or may not be in your possession, but which your name is on. Common examples include co-signing vehicles or even inheritance planning from your parents who put you on their bank account or on the deed to their home. If you have an asset that cannot be protected by exemptions called non-exempt assets, these could be subject to liquidation to pay your creditors. But don't worry, most people do not have non-exempt assets except if you have a yacht or a private plane. My goal is that you come out smelling like a rose and keep all of your assets.